And I'm going to introduce a brother of mine. Has a powerful, powerful testimony. And he also has a couple powerful songs that are spot on for right now. So without further ado, I want to introduce my brother as he comes up before we get into our conversation and we introduce the panel. I want to introduce my brother all the way from Greenville. His name is Al Harris. Come on, y'all, put your hands together for Al Harris.
I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be here. And I know a lot of us are shaken and rattled up about what's been going on, what's been happening. But if you just can give me a minute of your time while I share to you what's on my heart, what God gave me. Thank you. Go, let the struggle go. Why just make the struggle go? Another sad moment in history is pure evil. When justice on the search for the people that never see it. And if you're here to follow procedure, I can't believe you. But the law enforcement, of course, murder is still illegal. The date was August 9th. I prayed to see the light and get to dance with Jesus Christ, but they ain't have to take his life. The officer replied with gunshots while he cried, "Please stop, hands high with no weapon on his side." I'm a black male who did time for armed robbery. The philosophy of shooting Michael Brown is still shocks me. The witness say he stumbled to the ground 25 feet, clutching his stomach before his body hit the hot street, gasping for air. I ask in despair, will we ever be equal, or should I ask if you care? This a message for people who tend to blast unaware, teardrops and closed caskets. The answer is clear.
Justice, there won't be peace. We'll let the struggle go on. Let the struggle go. Why just let the struggle go? If there's no justice, there won't be peace.
Yes, let it go.
Let the struggle go on.
Let it go.
Let the struggle
Check.
go. Why just make the struggle go?
How could you look in her face and tell her she worthless and not be concerned with her heart and breaking on purpose? It's sad when a girl need love on a search just to become a victim of generational curses. Mama steady working, she ain't got the time, and daddy got hit for murder, so he's still doing time. It starts with a nickel that leads to a dime, not knowing her full potential, she just do it for the vine. They like to see the dimples when they tell her that she fine, falling for something simple and they say that love is blind, but that right kind of love only comes from above. There's a heaven for a thug who's willing to give it up. I'm an example, cold dark nights I scramble, made it hard to reach heaven like my flight was canceled. Never listen to the hype that men do, cause men killed Jesus on the cross and he bled for a reason.
No justice, there won't be peace.
Yeah. Let it go.
Let the struggle go on.
Let it go.
Let the struggle go.
Yeah.
Why just let the struggle go? If there's no justice, there won't be peace.
My young people dying out here,
Let the
man.
struggle go on.
They dying out here, their potential is down with them, their dreams are down with them.
Struggle go on.
We have to be in a position where we can bring these youth up. We have to be in a position where we can tell them the truth. Let them know the truth. Let them know that it's hard out here. And let them know that you will face things. But you can overcome. You will overcome. Check me out. Yeah, I gave love to a certain extent. It feels good to keep it real, but it hurt to pretend. I ain't gonna lie, I'll be the first to admit. You get your feelings involved and fall hard. I prefer to be friends. I found the love that it makes no conditions. And the best part is, it gives discernment when I'm facing decisions. A tight rope when I'm walking that lifeline. And after 5 years, I made the road, but had to wait. Grant me a second chance. I'm claiming to be delivered and thanking them in advance. Able to take a stand, separate me from the madness. Wanted to be the man, but it only got me distracted. Discipline takes practice. I don't want to be alone. Everybody rebelling, why should I follow along? Learn to swallow the meat, but we can't devour the bones. Sanctified and set apart, truly proven and it's shown. We done seen it all. Come from the same cloth, come from the same hood. We dribble the same ball. Somehow we grew apart. Maybe because I changed and you got trapped in the game. The streets screaming your name and they wanting you back. You back, the block calling you back. Where you from? Tips to affect where you at. God's son carried this road in his back, and we become so attached. Homie, we done seen it all. Come from the same cloth, come from the same hood. We dribble the same ball. Somehow we grew apart. Maybe because I changed and you got trapped in the game. The streets screaming your name and they wanting you back. You back, the block calling you back. Where you from? Tends to affect where you at. God's son carried this road in his back, but we become so attached. I'll never let you go. They calling you back. I said they calling you back. Hey, listen, if I can, man, I'm gonna say something for a minute. Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. In 2016, this year right here, I've been out of prison, going on 5 years. Going on 5 years, y'all. But back in 07, my mother, she was shot 14 times and threw on the side of the road, left for dead in Lawrence County. The perpetrator took my mother in the trunk of a car, threw on the side of the road and shot her 14 times. And at that time I was getting sentenced, so I seen it from prison. I watched it on the news from prison. And it was the darkest time of my life, y'all. The darkest time of my life. I was also shot. I was also shot out there ripping and running the streets, not knowing my potential and my worth. And now that I'm out, I'm licensed, I'm ordained, and I've been on missions trip. I've been serving the Lord and things like that. You know what I mean? But see, the thing is, coming from a place like that, and then ending up here, you know, as you get older, God begins to reveal things to you, and you get wiser. So he let me know. He said, you know, what's going on now? It's not a black and white thing, and it's not a police officer, a civilian problem. He said it's a light and it's a darkness problem. You know? And when you step into his marvelous light, you start to realize things from a different perspective. And it's all about perspective. If you look at it, it's all about perspective. You know? And so now I understand that the potential that's inside of you, the enemy is trying to erase. He's trying to stop you from becoming the man or woman of God that you're planned to be, that he ordained you to be. But yet still we look at other things and we blame other things, and it's this problem and it's that problem. No, there's strength in numbers. We have to come together. We have to come together. If we expect anything to change, we have to do things differently. We can't fight hate with hate. We can't fight crime with crime. Only love. Only love. Thank you.
God, give it up one more time for Al Harris. And that's a brother of mine, and as you share his testimony, you see it. And maybe that's the thing. He said it's about perspective. Maybe we don't have a good enough understanding of each other yet. Maybe I'm looking at it and you don't see a youth pastor. You know, maybe I look at myself and I don't see a youth pastor. You know, maybe there's not enough understanding, because that's the way, you know, he raps, yeah, but he pours out his heart through that. He speaks through that. You hear his story. You hear his heart through that. Maybe we need to listen more.